Far below the surface of the ocean, beneath the last traces of sunlight, beyond the comforting boundaries of day and night, there exists a realm where vision becomes a matter of life and death, a world so dark that even darkness feels insufficient to describe it, a place where survival depends not on strength or speed, but on the ability to see what should not be visible. And in this unforgiving environment live deep-sea squid, creatures whose giant, unblinking eyes seem almost monstrous to human observers. Eyes so large and so watchful that they feel less like organs and more like silent sentinels staring into eternity. Because in the deep ocean, blinking is not a reflex, but a risk. A moment of blindness that could mean the end. And as the ocean deepens, the rules of life begin to change. Colors vanish one by one until only blue remains, and then even blue is swallowed by blackness. Pressure increases until every square inch of flesh is crushed by tons of water. Temperatures drop to near freezing, and sound itself seems to disappear, leaving behind a vast, empty silence where movement is rare and encounters are sudden. And in this world, light is no longer given freely by the sun, but must be stolen, generated or detected in fragments so faint they barely exist. And it is here that deep-sea squid evolved eyes that are not merely large but enormous. Some of the largest eyes ever to exist in the animal kingdom. Because size in the deep ocean is not every subtle distortion in the water that might reveal the presence of another living thing. And unlike surface animals that blink to moisten their eyes or protect them from dust, squid have no such luxury. No eyelids to close, no moments of rest because there is no dust in the abyss, only threats. And the greatest danger is not what glows, but what blocks the glow. Because in the deep ocean, many creatures produce their own light through bioluminescence, tiny chemical reactions that create brief flashes or steady glows, lighting up the darkness like distant stars. And predators and prey alike use this light to communicate, to lure, to confuse, or to hide. But deep-sea squid have evolved to look past the light itself and instead detect contrast, noticing when something large moves through a field of faint bioluminescent sparkles, creating a moving shadow where no shadow should exist. And this adaptation becomes especially important when facing one of the most powerful hunters on Earth, the sperm whale, a giant that descends silently from the surface into the abyss, using echolocation rather than sight, emitting powerful clicks that bounce off squid bodies. But long before a whale is close enough to strike, its massive form disturbs the delicate balance of light in the water, blocking faint glows and altering the visual field in ways that only the most sensitive eyes can detect. And scientists believe that the enormous eyes of deep-sea squid may have evolved not to hunt prey, but to spot these approaching giants from hundreds of meters away, giving the squid a precious moment to flee. And the arms race between squid and whales may be one of the most extreme evolutionary battles on the planet. A silent conflict waged in total darkness for millions of years, shaping anatomy in ways that feel alien to us because they were never meant for our world. And these eyes are not just large, but structurally unique, optimized for low light conditions with wide pupils, sensitive retinas, and neural pathways that prioritize motion and contrast over detail. Because recognizing shapes is less important than recognizing danger. And the squid's brain reflects this priority, dedicating an enormous portion of its neural processing power to vision, turning the animal into a living sensor array constantly scanning its surroundings, processing faint signals at incredible speed, reacting almost instantly to changes that humans would never perceive. And yet, despite decades of research, scientists still do not fully understand how squid brains interpret this information so quickly, or how they filter meaningful signals from the constant background noise of drifting particles and chemical flashes, raising deeper questions about how intelligence evolves under extreme pressure. Because the deep ocean is not just dark but deceptive, filled with false signals, bioluminescent lures, and chemical flashes that mimic life, forcing squid to make split-second decisions with incomplete information. And every mistake carries a cost. And as depth increases further, even bioluminescence becomes rarer, forcing eyes to grow larger still, pushing biological limits to capture light that barely exists. And some squid species possess eyes so large they appear disproportionate, almost absurd, yet perfectly tuned to their environment, reminding,